Hello everyone, welcome to my live stream. It is Wednesday, which means it's time for a Lucky Dip. And I've got all my stuff nice and ready. I guess I will explain for anybody who has not seen one of my Lucky Dips before what it is. I have a spreadsheet with all of my random art supplies on it. Got them from Art Snacks boxes. There was a box called Pigment and Palette for a while, and all kinds of just random stuff that's fun to use, but I don't use it in my everyday work. Then I use random.org to choose four random numbers, and then I, pull that from the spreadsheet, and then I end up with 4 art tools, or sometimes it's like 4 groups of art tools, because sometimes it'll be a pack of 5 markers or something like that. But I then take those items and create an art piece with it. What I've been doing since last year is going through my drawing reference books and drawing a reference image. So that's what we'll be doing today. Let me introduce the items that I got today. A lot of just gray and black, and I got one colored item, but it's not very vibrant, so I have chosen this. This was not a random item. This I chose to go with these items. It's a nice sketchbook with all kinds of pastel colored paper, and as you can see, I've used it a few times before. I'm thinking that I'll use the pink, but maybe yellow, but I'm thinking pink. So I'll explain these items and I'll tell you why. So the first one I got, number 313 on my spreadsheet, Copic multi-liner in the 0.3 millimeters. I actually have a few of these. So this one was specifically, let's see if it'll focus. Come on, camera, focus up close. Well, I guess you can just sort of see it. But, oh, if I hold it right here, it's focused. Okay. 0.3 millimeters, so that's not very big. So the multi-liner is the fine liner pen, so it just makes basically the same size line. And with these teeny tiny ones like this, you got to be really careful, because if you use a heavy hand, you can ruin the tip before the ink runs out. And that kind of sucks, because the ink is in there wanting to be used, but the tip is just broken. And I've done that before, so it really sucks. So word to the wise. Okay, the next item I got, actually I wrote them in the wrong order. So the next item I got is number 29. This is a Faber-Castell Polychromos colored pencil. And it's this color called, I'm going to butcher this name, but it's Caput Mortuum Violet. It sounds like Latin, so nobody knows how that was actually pronounced. So maybe it's fine. Caput Mortuum Violet, to me, it looks like a violety brown. So I don't know what caput. Caput means like dead, right? Or over? I didn't have time to look up what does it mean. Mortem sounds dead too. Mortem, more like if you're mortified, well, anyway. Whatever that name means, it seems to be like a violety kind of brown. And I think we'll see, but I think I might want to sharpen this before we... Wow, and I don't think it's ever actually been sharpened. It's been used, but you can see, well, maybe you can see. Let's see if I can get it to focus this close on the thingy. It doesn't want to. Okay, you can kind of see. So here on the tip, it's still got the ridges, like from here. Like this shiny part is where it's been used. But then here it's got the same ridges, and it's not really focusing well enough, but it's got the ridges from being sharpened at the, I don't know, the factory or wherever it was made. It's got its original sharpening stuff, because the ridges follow from the wood into the lead or the core. Anyway, interesting. So I've never sharpened this pencil myself. It's just an interesting thing that I noticed about it. Okay, the next thing. So this is actually 157 on my spreadsheet, and it's a mechanical pencil. I've actually used it quite a bit, so it's kind of dirty. I love this little grip. It's just so fun looking, and these little dots on it they actually are grippy. It's like a little soft rubbery plastic sticking out. And it's a heavier mechanical pencil, but it is balanced toward the end, which is nice. So the weight is more toward the end where you're holding it instead of over here. I've had some where it's either the whole thing is the same weight all the way through, or the end is kind of heavy for some reason, and then that just makes it tiring, especially going to use it for a long time for writing or drawing or anything. So even though it's heavier, at least the balance is nice, so that the closer it is to where you're holding it, the less fatigue. The fatigue will be staved for longer, staved off for longer. Okay, but this one is called the Pentel Graph Gear. It's 800. There's actually some other numbers because I wasn't sure. I didn't recognize it based on the name. So when I got this number on my spreadsheet, I Googled it. And so they have some other ones too. The first one I saw was Graph Gear 1000. So I wonder what the difference is with the number there. I don't actually know. But this is a 0.5 millimeter. So we're working with 0.5 millimeter graphite today. Then finally the last thing, this Crink K70 ink marker, permanent ink marker it says. And I've actually used this quite a bit because it's nice for, man, it's really hard to see because it's so black, but you can see the shiny chrome. It's good for filling in stuff because it's just this big fat bullet tip. I think you can pull this out with tweezers and reverse it, but I can't remember if it had a different side, like the other side of this tip in here. But I'm just going to leave it with this bullet tip. I think that's fine. I like using this for filling in big areas with ink. So those are all my items, and I was thinking of doing the pink because this colored pencil is the only thing that's a real color, and doesn't it look so nice with its pink? I think it looks super nice. So that's why I'm gonna use the pink paper. Okay. So I wonder if I should skip a page. Yeah, I think I'm gonna skip a page so that I'm not drawing on the back of this one. This paper is pretty thin, and especially with this Crink marker, I don't know if it will bleed through, you know. So luckily, none of these things are super wet materials. So, ooh, well, wait a minute. Okay. I always start with a little swatching. Swatch everything, see how it works together, see how it works on the paper. But I need my reference book first so I know whether I want to do portrait or landscape orientation. So give me a second. Boom! Oh! Also, hello, Wolf! Thank you for joining me! Wolf pops in directly with a question. Do you have laminateto? Well, laminate. Laminate to prevent the bleed through 2 pages. I don't have a laminate, but actually that's a really good idea. Thank you very much. Also, Exie, hello! Hello, everybody! Wow, everybody popping in there all at once. How are you doing? Yay! Thank you for the excellent idea, Wolf. I don't have a laminate, but I don't need that. I just need like a little piece of scrap Bristol. So I'm going to go over here and get one. Ah, so smart. You guys are always helping me with stuff like that. I'm like, what am I going to do? And I just don't think about. I could just put a piece of paper in there. Hey, perfect. This is so perfect. This is the last sheet in this ancient, this pad of paper is ancient. I have had this forever. I've had this for like 20 years or something. It's the last sheet. You see the little glues stuck to it. And it just came right out because it's so old. Ah, it's so old. Okay. I'm going to set this over here. You're so smart. Because I was worried. I was like, oh no. What if it bleeds through even with like 1 sheet? But now, I don't have to worry about it. Yay! Okay, so now let's figure out which orientation. I think it was more of these really big pictures. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we didn't do this one. So we did this one last time. Okay. So we definitely want an up and down portrait. And after I pin this page open, or clip this page open, I am going to open my can of lemonade because I'm getting really thirsty. It's another one of those days where I haven't talked too much. I did have a meeting earlier, so it's not like I haven't been talking at all, but still, I'm suddenly talking way more than I was then. And my throat is like, wait, what? Okay, this is what I'm drinking today. Delicious. It says 0 sugar. I don't really care about the sugar. I care about the calories. 0 calories. So good. Lemonade is so good. So good on a hot day like today. Oh, so hot again. It got really hot for like a week there. It was nice and cool in the mornings and my runs. Like I go running in the morning 3 days a week, and it was just like, it's so nice. This is dreamy. And now I go for my run in the morning and it's hot. It's already hot. It's only 7:30 and it's like, I'm just dripping with sweat by the time I'm done. Okay, so let's test these items. Hold on, I'm gonna look at this. What the heck? I love these emotes. Wolf put one that says, it's called a haha turtle dove, and I think it's like literally a turtle shell with a dove head. It's like an actual, it's a literal turtle dove. Okay. Oh, I dropped my pencil on the floor. No! I got distracted because I wanted to get this off. There we go. Put this in here so I remember what I used in the future. It looks so nice. This pink paper is so pretty. There's so many hairs all over everything. I have to wipe them off. It's distracting. Okay, so the first thing, Copic multi-liner. Let's test this in the 0.3, so super tiny. But the tip actually looks really good, so I don't know if I've used this one very much. Yeah, nice. So these really small ones, I try to do my hand light, but sometimes it's just like, oh, goodbye to that pen. But this one seems like I have not really used it at all. The ink is nice and juicy too, so it's like, it's not dry. It hasn't dried out from being used or being old either. Super basic though. Well, I guess I can write Copic. Copic. This is mostly stuff, actually this is all stuff that I use regularly, just not these particular items. Graphite pencil, ink, and colored pencil. Okay, so the next thing, it's kind of confusing. I'll just do this one. The Faber-Castell Polychromos pencil in the interesting color Caput Mortuum Violet. So first I'll try it on its side just to get a big patch of color. It goes down pretty smooth, but there is a little bit of unevenness to it. So yeah, even when I work it a little bit, there's just yeah, it doesn't go down as even as some other colored pencils I've used, but I do think that this pink is a nice color. This pink paper is a nice color to go with it though. I'm glad that the body, sometimes the body is not a good reflection of what the color looks like when you actually use it, but I think that it's a pretty good indicator. Okay, so how about lines? You can get some nice lines out of it too. Well, Well, that's perfect for me anyway. Wolf says, I have no clue what emotes to use, so I just scroll through until I find something cute. I love it. You guys in the chat are always introducing me to these adorable little images that other people have made. That's why I made it my, once I finish with all of these birthday present chibis for Chibi Friday, I'm gonna start making my own emotes. For you, my awesome subscribers! Thank you! So you can use the cute ones that, I mean, I've never made one before, but I think I can do it. I've done a little bit of graphic design for myself for other applications, like my website and stuff, so I think I can do it. Okay, so the next item on the list, the Graph Gear Pentel mechanical pencil. Oh, I gotta click it down some more. There we go. It's just a basic, is this supposed to be a special one that writes without clicking it, or is it just, because it seems to be going in, but I don't think, yeah, it's just using it up really fast. Or maybe this is at the end. No, just using it up really fast. Whee! Okay, Pentel. Yep. Like I said, it is pretty heavy, but it is heavy at least where you're holding it, so it's not the worst for hand fatigue. I didn't write this one. Faber-Castell. Boom. Yay! We'll put that love emotes on there. I'm excited to make, so I made that list. I'm excited to try making some emotes. I've never done that before. And then I can use them, they can be on Discord too, because my patrons have patrons on Patreon have access to the Discord as well. So then they will also be able to use the custom emotes. So this is a little bit dry. Oh, that classic permanent marker squeaky sound. It's a little bit dry, but at least, so it takes a little while, but it does do, so I'll try to hold it up so you can see. It takes a little while to get the coverage, but it's a nice even application when you do it that way for filling in a larger area. So that's good, that even though, because you can see some of this dry brush effect here. So it's, I believe these are refillable though, so if I remember, I'll look into seeing if there's a refill system or something for it, because, I don't know, it's really cool. I don't want to just like toss it if it's refillable. Does it say that? Large ink. It doesn't really say on here. There's a bunch of stuff on here. Well, I'll check later. There's a bunch of information, but none of it said refillable. Okay, let me reorganize my desk a little bit. That's good. And put these here. It's nice not to have, I mean, I enjoy using wet media like watercolor and stuff, but it's nice to have stuff where I don't have to worry about spilling and getting my paper wet or spilling it on myself or toppling the ink bottle over or something. So I'm feeling this feeling of like, oh, it's such a relief this time. All this stuff is basically dry media. Okay, I want this to stay down a little bit more. Maybe I have to clip it really close. Oh well. There's just a reflection right here for me. But I guess it's not too bad because there's not much detail here anyway because it's all in shadow. Okay. Delicious lemonade. Okay. Oh wow. I just realized this is even like a great color for this person's kimono. And then maybe I can just use the black The black. I have two different black ones, but this bigger black ink marker for these are like super dark navy blue or something. I'll just go ahead and use the black one and make it a silhouette effect or something. Well, anyway, let's start with the mechanical pencil though. Although it feels like it's not. There we go. It wasn't coming out much, but then when I would write, it was going back in, and I was trying to pull it out. You know how you get to the end and then you just need to pull it out because it's not working, but it's not doing that for this one. We'll see. There's got to be something about that. I didn't really look it up. I just looked up what does it look like. But there's got to be something special about it. Why is it so heavy? Why is it so heavy in the end? This part right here is super heavy. I mean, I guess maybe just because it's metal. Didn't have time to research. Alright. This person is way bigger than this person. He is way farther in the back. All you can see mostly is his top part of his body and then one little foot sticking down here. Okay, so this person's head then is like almost the same width as this person's body. Okay, and the shoulder is here. His chin is kind of tucked into it, and then the other shoulder is behind him. Doing a more loose kind of sketching today, not really worrying about the overall placement and stuff. I like how this media didn't take very long to test out, so I'm just like, let's just go. Let's just go. His back and his sleeve all come together in like one big shape here. Whee! And then he's crouched down. And even though there's lots of material on the hakama here, you can still see the knee right here because thanks to the shading. And actually there's two little itty bitty tootsies sticking out, two little toes sticking out right here. Okay, so the fabric sort of billows out here and comes down here. And then the other leg. So I think he's actually on his knee on this side. This knee is up with his foot right here. This knee is down. So this is probably his like thigh and then the lower leg and then the foot's probably right there. And then the scabbard sticks out farther than anything else. And the sword tip, I might have actually, without trying too hard, I think I left myself room to draw this. Oh, nice. Yay, thank you for looking at that. Wolf says they are refillable. Yay. I assume you mean the crink markers. Awesome. Well, I just gotta find the refill stuff. Because it's a perfectly good, like, it's all, this is not coating, like, this isn't metal. It's made out of metal. So, it'd be a waste to just throw it away. I love that they are making refillable art supplies these days. Well, they've been making them for a while now, but all the stuff I grew up with as a kid, it was pretty much like, oh, it's dry, throw it in the trash. I don't like that. I don't want to just throw stuff in the trash. If at all possible, let me recycle it or something. Especially if you can just reuse it, that's the best. Refill it, reuse it. Okay, so I'm actually going to change this up a little bit. Okay, so his head is here, shoulder is here. Ah, I see. So his elbow needs to come out a little bit further. And that makes his arm come out further. And then that way the sword can, so the sword tip comes lower than even this foot. So I'm going to put a little dot here, and it's actually like kind of in between, so they're like right here. And so I'm going to connect this let's see, the hands should be one on top of the other. Even though there's this big angle happening, the hands are actually kind of stacked. All right, now I'm redrawing. Here's this tsuba, and let's connect it to the point I made down at the bottom. Whee! Make your own, connect the dots. And then it just has that slight curve at the tip. There. Oh. Wolf says, I found link for next size being refillable. Nothing specific for that one, though. I believe it's refillable, though. I think that it would be, as long as they made the ink, because I have refills for my Copic markers, and they're not that much different from this. Like, they have a removable nib and everything, so I think that it would just need the proper ink to go inside, because you can, like, remove the nib and then just, like dropper it or use a syringe or something to refill it. So, thank you for looking into that and letting me know it looks possible, because I bet even if it's not designed that way, if they have the ink, I feel like one could make it happen. It's like not like a Crayola marker where there's no way to get inside where the ink goes or something. Okay, so the handle will follow through the same shape, and then the hands are on top there. Okay. Oh, this has an eraser on it, so I'll just use it. I didn't say that, so this is the one that I feel like most mechanical pencils come with erasers, but definitely not all of them do. Oh no, shoot, I just dropped all my lead out. Not all of them do. This one is nice because you can see it has this like huge amount, so I'm actually gonna move it up. Wait, I'm gonna spill my stuff again. Ugh. It's actually hard to get it out of here. There we go, there we go, there we go. Okay, now hold on. There's still a couple of these little graphites in my lap. Boop. Where's this other one? There it is. Boop. Okay. I just wanted to make the eraser longer. There. Nice. I love that. Alright. Dang it. It was getting really cold in here earlier, so I turned my fan off. But now that I started streaming, it gets really warm again. Turn it back on. Oops. I hit my arm on my... I have like a storage rack thing behind this desk, and I hit my watch on it. Okay. Yay! I don't often get an eraser. I do not have erasers on my spreadsheet. And for a while I was allowing myself to just use an eraser if I wanted, but then I was like, oh, I'll just challenge myself. And so I have never in a long time used an eraser unless it came with one of the items that I got. But now I gotta swipe these little specks into the trash because I don't like getting these everywhere. Well, it's because I'm in the basement, so it stays cooler in here. Exie says, getting cold, that's blessed. Yeah. Yeah, it's so hot these days. It got hot again. It's so disappointing. I prefer cooler weather. I mean, I prefer being too hot to being too cold, but if at all possible, I'd like it to just be cool. Kind of be in the middle. Like, I love sweater weather. Where it's like, yeah, you gotta put your sweater on and your scarf on and some thin gloves, and then you go out and you walk and you can see your breath, but it's not terrible, and it's just like, it's kind of dreamy. But if I get really cold, I cannot warm up. The only way I can really warm up, like in the dead of winter and it's just so cold, is like take a bath. Like get into hot water. It's the only way. So I'll just like lay in the bed under all my blankets. Well, electric blanket. That's another way. Use electric blanket. That keeps me warm enough, gets me warm, but yep, it was a tiny bit chilly in here. Not anymore, though. It's probably because now all my lights are on and my PC is working really hard because it's streaming and recording at the same time. And also I have the stream coming back in so that I can make sure it looks good on the Twitch end and all this stuff. So I think it's mostly my PC is making a whole bunch of heat. Thank you for working so hard, PC. Okay, how are we on time? This is so great. In previous streams, I have been only starting the sketch at this point in the stream. Here I am, I'm like, I don't know, maybe halfway done with the pencil part. So nice. So nice not to be rushed. Okay. And then it's not completely all one piece. You can see right where the sleeve starts right here, out of the back. And then this is his actual back, the material that's on his actual back, and not on the back of his arm. And you can see I think this is the trapezius muscle, because these are the deltoids, the shoulder, like that connects to your arm. So there's this just gentle little curve right here, and I think it's a muscle. I think it's the muscle underneath is making the curve, not just like it's because the fabric is lifting up or something on its own. I don't know if I'm explaining that well. Anyway. Okay, so I've got this shape. I guess I'll finish up down here and then move up. So front leg. I actually have pretty good basic shape down already. Just need to add a little bit more, just refine it basically. And here's this fabric folding over more fabric, folding into itself. And where the knee is, there's this interesting fold happening like this. Okay, and then under the scabbard here, the hakama is coming out in a big curve right here. And then there's a nice point right here. That's why I love traditional style Japanese clothing. It's both soft and pointy, and it's billowy and so cool. I just think it's so cool. That's why I have so many swordsmen and samurai and kimono reference books. Not because I was doing any project that I needed those for, but I was like, it's so beautiful, I must have it. And that's why I've had all these books forever and never really used them for anything other than just like flipping through and having starry eyes over the reference photos. I'm so glad that I finally found an actual use for them, because it's not like they're cheap. These reference books aren't exactly cheap. Okay, this leg is done. Let's do this leg. So this is mostly all shadow here, so that's nice and easy to draw. It's just this side you can see a few wrinkles and like the creases. I don't know why I did this. There's like and the creases here. That's what I was trying to show. Okay, so drawing this crease, and there's a wrinkle going through the crease. And then it continues below that, and then here's another example of fabric folding in on itself and creating sort of like a little fabric cave. Okay, let's get the fabric cave, and then the outside. And it goes around the knee and down. Okay. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, so let's add a little bit more wrinkles to this arm, since we're moving up the image. And there's one right here. And then there's actually, I think this might be like a seam where the two pieces are sewn together. It's really hard to tell though. But there's definitely these 3 distinct lines right here, so I assume it's a seam. Okay, and there's like a little wiggly wrinkle here. And there's a couple of shapes like this coming down from the shoulder. And then right here is a crease, not a seam, a crease where the fabric is folded and pressed. Okay, and I never really addressed this part. So here we already have, oh, I can use my eraser. So we already have this bit of fabric sticking out from the hakama, but it also needs to have the belt part, which is like half the reason why this can even stand up is because of the belt. Come on, lead. This has got to be at the end of the lead. Keeps going all the way in. Okay, hold on. Haha, I got it. This is what I was trying to get. That little teeny tiny piece. I knew it! It kept going back in, but I couldn't pull it out. Okay. Dang, mechanical pencil problems. Okay. Alright. So, I'm actually going to shorten this sleeve here because I realize now I need a room to put this belt that I've been talking about. Alright, gotta swipe this into the trash can again. So what's the weather like for you two, Wolf and Exie? Are you also having heat waves again? Or I don't know if it's again for you, but it's again for us here. I'm like, man, it really sucks. But at least it's more seasonal this time for us. It usually starts getting really hot in August. It was weird last month that it got so hot for so long in July. So I just realized I also missed a bit of the sleeve that is coming down and folding around the inside of his arm and coming out. So I'm adding that now too. There. Good. Now this belt. And the belt ties around more than once. Although the way I've drawn it, well, we won't see it in my version. And then it goes inside. It's like a pocket or something on the back. So that's what that is. Okay, now really done with the bottom part. And I already drew this hand. So now I can draw this arm underneath it. Oh, yeah. Wolf says, I'm in Tennessee, hot and humid. Yesterday was really nice, though. Oh, like, what is nice in summer for Tennessee? So, I'm from Texas. That's where I was born, and I visited a lot my grandparents there. So I kind of used, but we lived in like the Dallas-Fort Worth area, so it was dry. It was always dry heat. So I'm not sure what the... And for some reason, I've always lived in deserts, so I always have had to deal with dry heat. I mean, once you get over 100 degrees, it doesn't really matter dry or humid. I guess it still sucks if it's humid, though. Either way. Oh, dang. It's hot in Exy's place, too. It's hot. I saw 38 degrees today. Yikes. It's so hot. Yeah, it's been like that here, where, like, we can't take the dogs on a walk in the evening after work because it's just too hot. It's too hot for them to be safe. Like, I don't want them to get heat stroke just to go on a walk. Or burn their little feet on the asphalt that's been cooking in 35 to 40 degree weather. Can't wait. I'm already looking forward to autumn. Bring me my favorite season, autumn. It starts getting... I love autumn because it's still, for a long time, it's still warm in the day. And then at night, it starts getting cool, but you could still feel the residual heat from the warmth of the day, and it's just so dreamy. Okay. Now drawing this person's face. And it's such a close-up, I can have a chance to practice my anime style translation of real-life features. Because forever, so what got me into illustration and art as a profession is definitely anime and manga and video games, and especially the art style. But I've never felt like I've been able to get it right. So this is another reason why I have these reference books, is because I want to figure it out. It's so beautiful. You can see his eyelashes. Like, this is such a big image. You can see his eyelashes. So I gave the drawing eyelashes too. I think that's lovely. Oh, that makes sense. Well, it says I'm next to the Mississippi River, so it's always humid here. It's low to mid 90s during the day usually. Ugh. Do you have dehumidifiers on your homes there? So we actually have a humidifier here because it's so dry all the time. So since I always lived in places that are deserts, basically, sometimes the actual, like, Looney Tunes style, like I lived near the Mojave Desert, you know, and it's got the cactus and the lizards and stuff. But even here, it's like a desert, like a steppe, like it's a bunch of sagebrush and volcanic rock and stuff. And so it gets so dry sometimes that I'll just wake up and then I'll have a bloody nose because it's so dry. Just suddenly, my nose just suddenly starts bleeding because it's so dry. So we actually have a humidifier to help with that. Oh, Aoife, my big dog, just stretched out and hit the trash can. That's what that noise was. Man, I'm super happy with how this face is turning out. His ears are much higher because of the angle of his head is down. The ears are much higher than the eyes than they would be if it was a straight on. So I want to remember that and draw these ears way up here. Oh yeah. Okay, I think I'm gonna bring his hairline down a little bit. I drew it a bit high. That's a bit high. And then it's more fluffy until right above his ear, and then it just cuts off. Now I'm just evening it out to be more... It's a pretty round hairstyle. There's a little bit here and there, little pieces sticking out, but mostly pretty round. And you can see a little curl of hair right behind this ear. I'm having so much fun with this sketch. I only have 15 minutes left, so I gotta hurry it up. Although there's not that much left. Okay. But I have 3 other items to use, so that's the main thing. Okay, so now I've got the ear. I've got this reference point for where the shoulder comes out. And this big line goes straight into his elbow, and then the other big line goes straight into the edge of this kimono sleeve in the front. So that's really nice. And then this just comes down and folds here, a couple wrinkles and bulges here. And good. And there are some more, so you can see his under kimono, shitagi. You can see it right here. It's just this tiny, super thin blue line, but it is visible. And here's a little wrinkle right there. Okay. Yay! The person in the front is done. So let's add the person in the back. This is another, like, I guess these are all meant to be this way, but this is another, like, excellent, like, video game or manga or light novel cover pose, like, because they don't look like they're actually fighting. It looks like, and then here's the title, you know, the title goes right here. Okay, so draw this. I'm going to try to hurry just a little bit. But it's not too bad because there's not that much here anyway. In this, the back character, there's not very much of him showing. And once again, the elbow, so we had the knee and then we had the shoulder and the fabric being pulled from it. It's happening again here on this elbow. A big a wrinkle, or it's not exactly a wrinkle, but it's the fabric is being stretched from the back because of the elbow. Okay, and then there's this hand here holding the scabbard where the sword came out. I'm just drawing these fingers one by one. And last one, pinky finger. And the scabbard itself in the hand. And you can see the knot on it. Okay, excellent. Now the wrist goes almost straight up, so that there's this little triangle of negative space right here. Aoife's hitting the trash can again. Aoife, the trash can cannot be any farther away from you. Okay, so now we just need, so I guess I'll add his head because the sword goes behind it. So we'll get the head done and then add the sword behind that. Okay. And he's looking down. Eyebrows. And then you can see a lot of the side of his face, so the ear is like quite far back. And then you can't really see his forehead because of the hair. And it's poking up a little bit in the back. Okay, and this arm, the wrist, and the, I don't know, the meaty part of the hand, and the thumb you can see, and then the sword. So, okay, so let's do this. Haha! Oh, how nice! The tip of this sword comes straight up from the end of this sword. Let's see, it ends right about this point of this person's hair. So put a little dot right there, and then it's coming out not from the head, but down here in the area of this person's back. Okay, so we'll use that to inform where the grip is, because it should follow the same line all the way through. Okay, and then we'll just draw these little diamonds that are the result of the way the handle is wrapped. There. And you can't really see them so much on this one, even though it's closer, because of the angle and because of the hands are just covering it up so much. But I'll draw a little bit. Little indications that they're there. Oh, Tia is here too. Hello! Thank you for joining me. How are you doing? It's been a long time. Oh, I've got to finish. I got your birthday chibi scanned, but I did not, so I have to scan everything lighter than what it actually is, because if I just do it on auto, then it scans it way too dark and you lose a bunch of details, so I have to clean it up, and then I will send it to you. How are you doing? Thank you for joining me. I know I said that already. I'm happy to see you in there, in the chat. It's like you guys are just in my screen in the little chat box, and you're living in there, and you're having, oh, it's like you guys are like a Pokemon in a Pokeball, and you're just like having a party in there together. That's how it feels to me. I know it doesn't feel like that to you, but okay, I am done with the pencil stuff. Yay! So whenever I'm done with my mechanical pencil, I always like to push down on the end and then push the lead back in, and then that way the lead doesn't dirty up my pencil bag or get broken off, and then a little bit of a waste of a lead or whatever. So that's a little pro tip for me. Okay, done with that. We've got 7 minutes to use the rest of this stuff. No, I will do the colored pencil last, and it's because I found that some ink, actually most stuff, does not like writing on colored pencil because colored pencil is so waxy. So I'm going to do these 2 ink pens first. Obvious one is just ink these lines with the small pencil, or small pen first. Whoop. This is kind of like finalizing. We got the sketch, now we're finalizing it using the pen. I'm doing it really roughly though, because I had so much fun drawing the fine detail that I spent too much time using the mechanical. And I was talking earlier about how great it is to have the extra time, and then I end up using it all in one item anyway. Exit says, let me out. What is that? What is that? It looks like a Shiba Inu with no ears with a avocado face mask on. Yeah. Tia says, been a few weeks. I was going to ask about the Furret chibi. Yep, it's all scanned. But I have not yet gotten it so that I can send you the nice copy. But if I have time, and remember, I can do that while I'm waiting for the recording of this live stream to finish uploading today, so there is a chance I can get it to you today. Especially because there's not too much cleanup to do after these items that I'm using today. They're all basically dry media, so I just have to put them away. There's no like wash out the brush or anything like that. Boop. These pose reference books are so nice. It would be nice sometimes to do a more detailed, longer drawing session. But it is also nice the practice of how can I... Oh, my Wii Fit meter is super happy. I just got my fit goal for today. Awesome. But this is good exercise too. How to get it done faster. How can I get the overall effect without spending all day? Oh, this is my favorite part, where his eyelashes are showing. So nice. Oh, yeah. Tia says, are you still using Art Snacks? I don't think I've seen anything from them recently. I don't have the subscription anymore, because that's why I have all these items for these Lucky Dips. Because I had Art Snacks for like 6 years or something, and it's just way too much. It's way too many art supplies. So I canceled my subscription. And also, I was like really behind on boxes. You know, I had like a year of boxes just sitting waiting to be opened. I'm like, this is a waste of money. So I have not, but I think they're still in business if you're asking about that, because they sent me a notification that their Inktober, of course they don't like calling it Inktober, but their Inktober box is ready to be ordered. But again, I have so much stuff. I do not need any more stuff for any reason. I have so much ink. I am good. I am set for a long time for art supplies. Except for a refill for this. I don't need it right away though. I'm definitely going to look into the refill for that, but I think I'll put it on my wish list. Like my Christmas wish list. So it's who knows how long it'll be before I pull it again for a Lucky Dip. Oh, this picture? Actually says, looks pretty dope though. I love it. Yay. Thank you. I mean, I hope I'm not assuming again. Assuming you're talking about me. I'm actually a pretty talkative person if I let myself be. And so on my live streams, especially because sometimes there's not very many people in the chat, so I'm like, well, I don't want it to be boring and quiet, so I'm going to talk. And then I forget what I'm talking about because I'm just talking extreme of consciousness. Then you guys send me a reply, and I'm like, what? I've already forgotten what I was talking about. Okay, so next thing. This real big but slightly dry permanent marker. So I'm mostly going to just fill in blocks. Oh, I've got 1 minute. I'm going to have to go over a little bit. But I'm filling in blocks of really dark shadow with this. Oh, that's squeaky. Oh, it's not the worst, but it's not the best. Dang squeaky. It's fine because Crink is actually marketed more towards street artists. So it's probably not that big of a deal if you're out in the middle of the city doing some street art. because there's going to be all kinds of other noises. But this nice quiet studio, and they're this marker. I don't know how much it's coming across to you guys. Hopefully it's not terrible. This squeaky marker. This is a cool manga style practice too. Oh, Aoife just got up and shook herself off. That's what that noise was. Oh, and she just sneezed. I'm telling you guys, narrating my dog's activities to you. I know, Aoife, it's almost time. She's like a clock. She's a living clock. She knows when it's time for stuff, and she doesn't want to wait. Ah, this big triangle right here. I like this. This is fun. Filling in all these really dark areas. Alright, we'll just fill in this Suba. It's pretty dark. And most of this. The grip of the sword. Oh man. Oh, I got some on my hand and then I got it on the paper. Dang it. Okay, add some to the hair. But I'm doing lines because I want it to still have a hair texture. I'm not just going to fill in. And that's good. Okay, let's do this person. Pew, pew, pew. Okay. Sword. Oh, a couple minutes over. We're almost done. We're almost done, though. There's a little patch, and here's a little patch. Right here where the elbow is folding. That's adorable. Tia says, my ferrets can kind of tell when I'm leaving for work. They ambush me in hopes of me staying home. They're like, no, don't go. Boom. Jump, jump. Stay home. Stay with us. You know you like it better here. Don't go. Okay. That was your ferrets in my mind. That's how they sound in my mind. Okay, the scabbard and the little knot on it. Okay, good. That's good enough. Man, I'm glad I wore black pants today, so I can just wipe the ink on my pants. Hey, last thing. So this is like almost the same color, so I'm just gonna colored in. Man, I have too much fun and then I stop looking at the clock and then I have to rush. Oh well. That's a good problem to have. I had too much fun. And I wasn't sure how I was going to feel during this live stream because I was suddenly so tired today. I don't know if it's because of running in the heat this morning or what, but I actually took a little power nap before this because I was just so exhausted. And I've been getting good sleep because of Pokemon Sleep, so I don't think that it's that. Okay, so I know we're over by about 5 minutes. I don't want to keep everybody waiting, but I'm doing a little bit of shading with the pencil too. Just a little bit. Oh yeah, and this part is part of that sleeve too. Because it's especially bright here and right here. So just put more pressure on the pencil to get darker color. Yeah, it's too bad this doesn't go down too smooth though. I feel like with some other brand I could get a smoother lay down. Alright. That's fine though. Let's leave it at that. Although this, hold on, this is bothering. His eyebrows are black, so let me fill the eyebrows in. Two little dots on his eyes. Okay, that's better. Okay, done. Yay! Oh, I never checked. Did this actually... Oh, Wolf, good idea. Look it did bleed through. Thank you for suggesting putting something in between the pages. I'm just going to keep this with this book from now on. I'll just keep this paper in it. Alright, so let me hold this up higher. Man, I'm not even halfway through this book, and I feel like I've made a significant improvement since I first started drawing from this book. So I'm very happy, very excited to do this again next week, and to just keep getting better and better. And then I'll have some reason in the future to draw samurai or kendo people. And then I'll be like, oh, I got this. Okay, that's it. I will be back tomorrow, actually, because I wasn't able to do my Monday stream. I had a Tuesday appointment, so I wasn't able to move it just to the next day. So, tomorrow I will be doing my Inktober 52 drawing. And then, of course, I'll be back on Friday for Cheapy Friday. So, I hope to see everyone tomorrow. But either way, even if not, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you for watching.